MeTV 24 Meridian proudly presents your favorite way to start the day. Welcome to Mornings with Scotty Ray and Candace.
And good morning from Scotty Ray and Candace as we begin Friday morning.
It is Friday, thank goodness. Aren't y'all glad it's Friday?
I am. I'm tickled to death.
I am too. I just hope the rain kind of holds off a little bit. For at least some of the weekend. Yeah.
We're hoping that. We're praying that. And now that you brought up a little bit of that, let's just take a quick look at radar and show you what we've got that is floating around out there as we look across. Let me turn this off because this will be odd to somebody. They'll think it's. As we pull up radar this morning, here we are. This is what we've got across the Southland. Texas looks pretty good. We got a few showers down on the Mississippi Gulf Coast. As you zoom in that area there, Gulfport, a few, nothing major, and it's all going to be out to the northwest of us of severe weather today. So not too bad. And let me pull up this so we can talk about what's going on with the Gulf and things that are happening out there. As we pull this up, this is what the National Hurricane Center has out. This is just off the coast of Africa right now. At first, all the models were saying, yeah, that could be an issue, but most likely they're saying now this is just going to fade away, that it's not going to become anything. So a bit of good news for us when it comes to weather, that we won't get that.
That is good news. We don't need any more bad stuff right now.
No, we don't. And let's go ahead and look at our 7-day forecast, because as you bring up what's going to happen this weekend, and here you go. As we look across this, 30% chance today. This is going to happen after 1 o'clock today. Okay. It's not huge, but as we go through Sunday, and this will happen after church. 1 o'clock is our deadline on church time rain, right after church closes. And then Monday, you're going to get wet. And then Tuesday.
Looks like the rest of the week, take your umbrella, just leave it, just take it with you everywhere you go.
My watermelons are turning yellow, all of the vines, because they've had way too much water.
Really? Yeah. Our tomatoes, tomatoes, when they get too much water, sometimes they'll start splitting.
Yeah.
Like a crack on them or whatever, Ours had started doing that, the ones that were getting right.
So something to think on there if you're out gardening and taking care of those few things there. And there's something else that I wanted to bring up as we start off this morning, because this is still happening here. As we go to Facebook, this young lady from Mississippi, from the Mississippi Delta, is still missing from Clarksdale area. And as you pull it up, that's not a real good clear picture, but her name is Savannah Sanderson, 16 years old. Parents have got to be absolutely worried.
Oh, goodness. It would be a horrible thing.
If you see anything, report it to, you can even call here locally to a sheriff's department, any highway patrol. If you see anything, call, because they'd love to have her back. Don't know the behind the scenes circumstances, but missing is all we can tell you.
Sometimes you hear people missing and, I guess they know more details about stuff where they are than we do, like Scotty Ray just said, but I don't know.
Was it a thought of maybe running away, or did she go to the store and just vanished? I don't know the behind-the-scenes details on all of that. But always be careful, no matter where you go. Watch your surroundings.
Yeah.
I watched the thing, and you've watched him probably more closely than me the last couple of days of the president, as they were talking about, we'll just call him Joe, where Joe is trying to say that summer is the reason because of violence. Not that there's a lack of police. That heat is making them. Now, does heat make people a little bit more irritable? Yes. But that is not the problem in America right now. It's because, we've taken away the rights to cops to enforce the law. And there's, I would be scared to name the amount of police officers that have resigned and took early retirement, or decided, hey, this isn't worth my life. I'm going to Home Depot to work now.
And it's so contradictory, him getting up there saying, this stuff about crime, but yet he's letting all these criminals coming through the border. Just letting them on in. They probably got drugs, or they could have guns. Who knows? It's crazy to me. I just,
and as Trump used to say, they don't let the good people through there. They send the worst of the worst mixed in with some good people, and you better go through them to make sure that they're okay, so they don't harm. Used to, it had to be that to be let into the United States, you had to have a trade, something that you brought that was going to be beneficial to the United States. You had to prove that you were worthy of this. Now, just sneak in. We'll go ahead and give you Social Security, too, that somebody else has paid for.
It's insane.
And I think there's a lot of Americans that go, I've had enough of that.
People are sick of it. I mean, they are sick and tired of it. You work all your life to have, provide for your family and, to hopefully at some point in your life be able to sit back and relax. And you got elderly people working at Walmart and some do it because they want to work, but some do it because they can't afford medication and they can't quit working and just stuff like that. And it ticks me off that we have stuff like that going on and we're letting people in our country left and right, just letting them on in that, are criminals. And some of them can sit back and draw money and never, it's insane.
Well, I think back as a kid on my grandmother, a lot of people knew her. She was known as the sand bottle lady in our area. Mm-hmm. She drew, I think, on Social Security, $670 a month, maybe. Never had running water in her life, never got food stamps, and she made it off that $600 that she got each month. And it's tough. Right. Y'all think about that of trying to live on it. It's just horrible. Mm-hmm. You work and then you have somebody else come in and they get paid for illegal children for $300. They're making money sitting at home. Yeah. But that's just small thoughts as we kick off this. We don't mean to put a damper on anybody.
No, and people who I don't know. It's just hard. Like $600 and something dollars. If you had to live off of $600 and something dollars right now, is as high as everything is skyrocketing the prices on things. I don't know how people would do it.
I know.
I mean, even if you were very thrifty and you could handle your money really good, it would be very difficult. And people who are self-employed, I'm self-employed. I never know what I'm going to make.
That's right.
You don't know what you're going to make. And in our line of business, a lot of times we pay rent for our chair. So that's a weekly expense along with the expense of supplies and all of that stuff comes into play. At the end of the week, you go, well, I got to make at least this much because I'm going to be paying out $250 to $300 every Friday. Yeah. Because of, rent and supplies. So, after the fact, you don't really, because everything's going up, supplies wise. If you're a hairstylist, you know what I'm talking about.
Kind of like a 2x4 is like a gold bar these days.
Oh, yeah. I think Kurt said he went to Lowe's the other day and a sheet of some kind of wood that they build y'all build sheet
plywood
houses. Yeah. Something was normally $12, around $12, $15, something like that. It's like 50 something bucks now.
And that's for that old wafer board that we built shoot house at because it was, and I remember paying 3-4 years ago, $5 a sheet for this stuff. And all that is, just pine bark glued together and $50 for that. I mean, come on.
So you think about these people who are construction workers, build homes. You think about they're probably having a hard time right now because they're probably not building as much as they usually do because people can't afford the material.
But you do the breakdown. I read some reading on this the other day. The guy that owns, somebody out there that owns some land that's got some timber, you're not getting any more for this than the guy that, the logger. He's not making $1 more hauling that. And then when it gets to wherever it's made, they're not making any more. It's the people that produce it and send it out that are making the money on this. Right. Will it ever go down? If they're making money and you're paying for it, odds are they're not going to cut the price.
I even saw the other day where somebody, I guess, was cutting their own timber and
bought a little sawmill.
Yeah, and they're selling it.
Just let it dry. If you cut some timber, you can 2 or 3 trees. All these that went down. If you know somebody that's got a portable sawmill, cut it up.
Right, I would. If I needed the wood for something, that's the best thing to do.
We need to say congratulations. This is a big deal. Tomorrow night, Miss Mississippi will be crowned. And there's a lot of people that are vying for it. But here in the Meridian area, we got to say, with several pictures I want to show. We brought her up the other night. She won another award last night. She walked away with the evening wear competition last night and won that. Let me pull this up here. Miss Holly Brand. And this is going to be shown on CBS 24 tomorrow night, Miss Mississippi. So watch that.
Yeah, we'll have to watch that. That's exciting.
Let me see.
Congratulations, Holly.
And I think I got a picture here that her daddy was out there. He's just all about this, driving around convertibles all week, having fun. Here's a picture of her on stage from last night. Isn't she gorgeous?
That is pretty dressed, too.
And here she is right there on the left there. So representing Meridian, we hope that
Yes.
works out. I know that some folks from the Starkville area have been winning a few things, but she's done exceptional. So she's got 2 wins so far this week.
That's right. That's a good thing. So if you happen to go in the brand new U store,
Yeah.
and her mom's in there, I don't know if she'd be in there if Holly's down there competing. She might have somebody in there for
She
her.
probably
but-
glued on the
She
front.
but if she's in there, tell her congratulations for her
Yeah.
daughter, because that is an honor for sure.
Another thing that's kind of local that I wanted to pull up, is you brought this when you sat down this morning. We were talking about, and there's tons of pictures that you can show from this, but over in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, there's a doctor that is one of the ones that are missing in this condo thing that has fallen down in Miami. And this is him. He's the Alabama doctor there. And I assume that, it's where you go do some work and you stay in a condo while you're there is what went on with this.
Yeah.
But,
It's a tragic thing for sure. I was watching some footage this morning of people trying to rescue, and they said there's constantly like small fires breaking out, or they can. And on some instances, they've heard of people yelling and they've tried to get to them. They said it's just a very stressful thing for the people too that are working. Can you imagine working a scene like that and you hear people and you're trying to get to them, and you're a
Right.
rescue or a first responder, and you're doing everything you can, and it's just sometimes it's not enough. But yeah, it has gone up to 150.
Here's the headline you can
Yeah.
see in the background there.
It's gone up to 159 missing, whereas it was 100, and then I think,
99,
then 99.
yeah.
Now I don't know how the number jumped. Maybe they reevaluated some things, but
But they found
159.
4 confirmed deaths.
Yes. Four
But
confirmed.
y'all look at that. That looks like somebody flew over or planted something and it exploded. But of course, they're saying it's just a fault of the structure. But this is a tragedy for the United States.
Yeah, but they said that they're still trying to recover people. And they're still hopeful that there are people alive. I know there was one guy, the guy was saying that there was a guy walking his dog, and I heard somebody had their hands sticking up out of the rubble and said, "Do you see me? Do you see me?" He was screaming, and it was a young teenage boy.
Ooh.
And he was able to get him and
Well,
help
that's
him
good.
out. Yeah. So, but the boy's mother, I think, had a lot of injuries, and they ended up having to amputate her leg. But those 2 did make it out. So.
And, that scene, you glance at it, and what's the first thing you think of? World Trade Center. It looks just like that.
It looks so much like an explosion, but they keep saying that it was just a collapse, and that the building, this morning I heard that the building, side of the building that collapsed was facing the ocean, and they
Right.
think the salt water seeped into the cement or the concrete, on the building, and maybe got into the rebar and started breaking it down. I don't know.
Well, I stayed in one in Corpus Christi when I had to stay out there for about 6 months. And all that, you walk under the complex where you'd park and look up, all that stuff was rusted. I remember looking at it.
And they said that they were fixing to do a repair because of some corrosion, but that the building had actually passed an inspection for the roof just the other day.
Ooh, boy, they're going to get scrutinized.
Oh yeah, don't
that's,
you know?
That's coming.
But they are. I guess there's parking complexes under these buildings,
Right.
and so the workers are under there in the parking complexes, drilling like tunneling up through the rubble, trying to get to people.
Oh.
I mean, that is such a tedious job and a dangerous job.
It is.
Because
Y'all,
anything can move and collapse more.
Well, yeah. If you move a piece to get somebody, that can shift something else.
Right.
Don't
Yes.
think I didn't watch Little House on the Prairie when they had that little mine thing going on. I know what happens.
It's scary.
Did you ever
for
watch
sure.
that, when I brought that up, that movie that had that Pierce Bronson guy that you brought up yesterday, that Dante's Peak? Did you ever watch that?
I didn't see it.
Great movie.
Oh, okay.
One of those rainy days, you sit back and watch that. But it was an explosion. They were trying to get somebody out. And it's kind of a good story.
That's good. Do you remember the mine workers that were stuck down in the mine?
Yeah.
For days and days and days, and they ended up getting them out. That is.
They even wrote a song about that called Big Bad John. Remember that?
Yes, I do remember that. That one I do remember.
Candace is on it this morning.
Surprise.
Let's take a minute and talk about our friends out at the Piggly Wiggly of Collinsville. Joe has a lot going on, and he invites you out. They've got plate lunches and so much more out there. But the big thing is they save you money. It's a hometown grocer. He owns this. And come spend money with local folks there. We got peaches this week, $1.79 a pound. You can get the fresh yellow corn, the 3-pack for $1.99. If you're into the lettuce thing, as a lot of folks are, $1.39 a head. You can get cucumbers, 2 for $1. Also, the barbecue sauce from Piggly Wiggly, $1 for that 18-ounce. Now, if you like a little ranch up on that lettuce that you just got, get 2 of those for $6. Also, the ketchup, $1 for that Piggly Wiggly brand, and Piggly Wiggly mustard, 89 cents. That's a bargain there.
That is.
Don't run out. Baby Ray's barbecue sauce, 2 for $3. And also, let's see what else you get. The Starkist tuna, 79 cents. Makes a great quick meal, too. Along with Dixie Crystal Sugar, $1.79. If you're looking to cook out, they've got the New York strips this week, $12.99 a pound. You can also get those center-cut pork chops. That looks good, $2.29 a pound.
It does look good, doesn't it?
A pork chop would go just perfect about right
Look,
now.
I'm
wouldn't it?
starving to death every morning I get here, and we look through all this stuff, and it makes it worse.
Ooh, chuck roast. Wouldn't that be good if that sat on in
you
the
just
crock
hush,
pot?
Scotty Ray. Yeah, it would be.
Along with Coca-Cola products. See him today. It's our friend Joe. He's located there in Collinsville. He'll save you money, and it's one of the safest places you'll ever walk into. Check them out. They're right there in Collinsville, Mississippi.
My family is the most important thing in my life. I don't have a high-paying job, and I'm proud that I always put raising my kids above everything else. But when I got into a serious car accident, I needed money. The surgeries cost more than I make in a year, so I called Richard Schwartz. He got me the money I deserved. I'm Darrell from Jackson, Mississippi, saying thank you, Richard.
Remember, I'm your Mississippi attorney, Richard Schwartz. I'm here for you. One call, that's all.
Also, before we do some good mornings, I wanted to point out that this probably just really, if he really thought he wanted to run for president, this kind of sealed the deal. Pence is whining this morning about Trump in the headline, saying he unloaded on Trump, saying that nothing more un-American than the idea that one person could choose the president, and he'll always be proud of certifying results after Trump rebuked him. He was the last on the list there of a Republican favorable to do that. He'll go down in history as a vice president, nothing more.
Yeah.
I think he's a nice guy. Don't get me wrong. I'm not running the man down, but he'll never be president.
Yeah, I don't believe he will either. But.
That's just our thoughts there. All right, we got some good mornings, some folks getting up and shaking a leg as this is Friday morning. And thank you for welcoming us in wherever you are. If you're watching us on your phone, your computer, or up in that living room on your big 65-inch TV.
That's right, on MeTV and Meridian.
Yeah.
But we do appreciate everybody watching every day, and I have people come up to me all the time saying they're enjoying the show, so that makes me feel good.
Yeah.
That we're able to do that every day. And
She did feel good. I was just making sure.
like as if I got a flyer, because occasionally we do get a little visitor flying around up in here.
Ain't nothing worse than that zoom by your head.
I remember we had one day. I think we named him Fred.
Yeah, Fred was everywhere up here.
Fred was on my nerves that day, but anyway. But let's say good morning.
All right.
This morning, Denise Burnside says good morning, and Connie Busby Shockley, good morning to you.
Donna Hawkins is watching. Also, Sean, how do you pronounce that? Shaport? Did I say that right?
Shopert, I think.
All right.
I think.
He's at NAS Meridian. Thank you for watching. We appreciate that. And Miss Anna McKee, thank you.
Terry Carter, good morning to you. And Stephen Wanda McKinnon says good morning. And we want to say happy anniversary to Wanda, is what Steve says. So
I don't know how many
happy
years.
anniversary to y'all.
But ain't she lucky for getting you? There's probably 10 women that was lined up wanting you, and you chose her. She ought to feel lucky, shouldn't she?
That's a sweet thing, though. Happy anniversary.
Miss Joyce Godwin is watching. Thank you. And Charlene Etheridge is up and at 'em. She got a little sunshine out there on her comment.
Charlene. Look, I have to,
Wasn't
I
there
have
a
to
song
comment.
called that? Charlene.
It might have been. Well,
Like
Billy
50s.
Bob loves Char. You remember
Well, I remember that. I
that one
forgot
written
about
on
that.
the water tower? Remember that?
Yeah.
Joe Diffie.
Took a little green paint and climbed up there.
Billy Bob loves Charlene. But look, I have to tell you this.
Okay.
Charlene is one of my clients, too. She's
Is she?
sweet as she can be, yes. Anyway, she has a dog.
What's the dog do?
Well, the dog, when she says Scotty Ray's on, the dog runs to the bathroom. Seriously.
So I give the dog the runs?
Charlene, tell me what your name of your dog is, Charlene. I can't remember what his name is. But when the bad weather, the dog is scared of bad weather.
Oh, bad weather. Okay, I thought
And so when she says Scotty Ray's on,
he runs.
the dog knows the weather's getting bad. He runs to the bathroom and was underneath the rug. She took a picture one day. I'm gonna have Charlene. I want you to send that picture to the Scotty Ray Show on the inbox because it's the funniest thing.
That's too funny.
Yes, it is funny.
Smart
Anyway,
dog, though.
That's right.
Pays attention there.
It is. Larry Smith says good morning. He's watching from Philadelphia and he hopes we have a good day. Hope you have a good day. Donna Sue Peebles, good Friday morning, and hope everyone has a wonderful weekend. And I hope it is a good weekend.
I do too. We don't need any more bad stuff.
I mean, a little rain's okay, but we don't want all that bad stuff.
I'm not sure if Linda Jane is at the airport or she's sitting back listening to some John Denver this morning. She's leaving on a jet plane. Don't know when she'll be back again. Milton Savell is watching. Thank you. We appreciate that.
Brian and Mandy Guest, good morning to y'all. And I think she's saying it's so sad about the building collapse. I think that's what she's talking about. Brandon Boyd, good morning. Angela Dunnigan, good morning to you.
Also, let's see here. Brandon is watching. Brandon Boyd. Angela, you mentioned that to Jetta. Good morning.
That's right. Good morning to you. Jeannie McKay, I missed her up there. It's good morning, she says. And Sean Chopert,
Said it right.
Said it right. Okay.
Yeah, so you got his name pronounced correctly. We appreciate that. Miss Ann Cook is up, and I hope she's got Mr. John a biscuit already this morning, taking care of him. Let's see, Ed Steve, in 33 years?
That is a milestone right
Woof.
there.
That's a long time.
It is.
But
33
you don't have
years
to,
in love.
just to be sure of this, after 33 years, you ain't got to buy each other nothing, do you? Because you kind of
do not listen to Scotty Ray.
you have everything in the house.
Don't listen to Scotty Ray.
I'm serious about that. I mean, what can you possibly give in a gift?
You can always do something.
Yeah, go buy some clothes and see how good you do. I don't never do that no more.
But at that point, I wouldn't buy anything she has to do, like work with.
True.
Right.
Let's see here. We got some more good mornings that I accidentally clicked off of. Good morning from Vicksburg, Barry Brandt. Congratulations, Barry, there on your daughter there, doing so well. Miss Holly, as she represents us in Lauderdale County and heads for Miss Mississippi.
Congratulations to her. That is such an honor.
It is.
I mean, we grew up watching the Miss Mississippi and Miss America and all that kind of stuff, and to have your child in it, that would be so exciting. So congratulations to both parents to her, because I mean that's an accomplishment.
Barry just put up there, it's all him. He said she didn't have much to do with it. Yeah, I can't imagine Connie just adding a whole lot to it.
Yeah. She got her dressed all up and had everything.
She did mention that her daddy helped her pick out the dress that she won in last night. So if y'all want the man that now in Meridian picks the winner in the Miss Mississippi pageant to pick out your clothes, go down and see Barry. Never thought my deer hunting friend would do that.
Well, to me, kudos to both parents.
Oh, yeah,
because,
absolutely.
When your child reaches that far in like a competition,
Right.
y'all did something right.
Yeah.
Let's see. Barbara Vick, good morning to you. She says, thank you for the good job that y'all are doing. And Mary and Jack Chisholm, they say, have a blessed day.
Yeah. Well, we appreciate each one of you. And if y'all would like to participate in this and you're going, what are they doing? How are they doing it? You can join us on Facebook or YouTube or Twitch, and you just type in Scotty Ray's Weather, and you can find us and you can comment with us back and forth as we go through this morning.
That's right. Or you can go to WMDN Channel 24 in Meridian, MeTV. It's 248 on Comcast, if you have Comcast. And there's also Antenna, which is
24.3. Philadelphia's got it. Also Newton, all these areas. So watch us, enjoy it.
Yeah, we enjoy having you.
It was a bad day in 1876 on this day for Custard. He was a smart aleck. Didn't listen. There was a lot of people that said, don't go there. It's not going to turn out well. Well, he didn't listen, and the Battle of Little Bighorn turned bad for him. Every one of them were killed, all because he did not listen. And, of course, then more battles came after that. But that was the end of Custard and his flamboyant hair. He was known for all of that.
Oh,
the
really?
Golden locks.
Really?
Of course, that was a black and white picture. You couldn't tell. But he was a pretty boy, and he really thought he was. Ladies' man, as they call it these days. Also, 1945, she was born on this date. Were you a big fan of Carly Simon?
I mean, I did listen to her music when I was growing up.
Only one I knew was that You're So Vain. You probably think this song was about you. I don't know what the song was really about, but that was in the song title there. She's celebrating a birthday.
Did anybody watch the movie How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days? Did you ever see that with
I have to say no.
Goldie Hawn's daughter and Matthew McConaughey?
I'm going to go out on a limb here and say this could have been a chick flick.
It was, but it's really a good movie. It's funny. But anyway, they sing this movie. They sing this song, You're So Vain, together, like trying to get back. They're mad at each other, and they get up at this event, and they get up on the stage and start singing it. It's really funny.
It was a good show.
Yeah, it was.
On the scale up against what was that movie? The Alabama show.
Oh, Sweet Home Alabama.
Yeah, in comparison to that, which one's better?
I think it kind of balances out with those two.
That's strong words.
It is. You need to watch it. It's a cute movie. It's really
Yeah, and if you
funny.
tell me Magnolias was good, we're
Goldie
going.
Hawn's daughter is a really good actress. She reminds me a lot of her mother, her mannerisms and stuff.
Yeah.
So you need to watch it because I always liked watching Goldie Hawn. Did you?
Well, she was good in Bird on a Wire with what's his name, Mel Gibson. That was a good show.
Yeah, she was good.
She's
What
funny.
was the one where she was in the military? What was that called? You remember that one?
That where she signed up.
Yeah, and but it was so funny.
But Overboard, probably
Yeah,
her
that was
best performance ever with Kurt Russell.
Yes, that was good too.
That was, she was sassy.
She was, but she is a funny lady. I just always thought she was real funny, and she was a clean comedian.
Right.
Clean kind of funny. I don't think I ever have heard her really cuss or anything.
No,
in that
she's
movie.
pretty
you
good
can
over.
be funny, and you ain't got to say all those
That's right.
words. Not all the time. So
1977, I was 8 years old, and I always sat on the back seat of the car listening to Ken Rainey, and this is what used to come out across the radio. And it was number one on this state, 1977, Luckenbach, Texas. So busy keeping
Waylon
up
and
with
Willie
the
and the
Jones.
boys.
That's right. But that was number one on this date back in 77, if y'all remember that. Still a classic to this date.
it is.
This was a sad day. One of the probably that redefined this man, that changed his life. For he would go probably 10, 15 years without giving an interview after this date. He is just now really doing more of this. George Strait lost his daughter on this day. She was 13 years old. She was killed in a car wreck. Her name was Jenifer.
I never knew that.
Baby Blue, that was written about
Was
her.
it? Oh, okay. I did not know that.
With the color of her eyes. Such a sad thing. And of course,
Yes.
George is not a songwriter, but it was written for him about her. Strong.
I can't imagine. I just hope and pray I go before my children one day. That is just
That would be a blessing if that happened
Yeah.
for us. But unfortunately, and I've done an episode on the podcast, Secrets from the
Mm-hmm.
South, about that, about parents losing their children. And it's,
I just can't even imagine. It would be the most heart-wrenching thing, regardless
tugs at your heart
Yeah.
for sure.
of any age to me. I
Yeah.
mean, even if I was older, it would just be horrible. I can't even imagine. So prayers to all those who have.
I Googled
Lost their
this
children.
about 4 times because I thought this date is not right. Something about it just didn't sound right. But I Googled it and
Mm-hmm.
double, triple Googled it. It was 1984 that Prince released Purple Rain. I had in my head it was in the 90s, but
Really?
apparently not. June 25th, 1984, they released this album. And of course,
That was one of them songs you didn't think was ever going in. It was a long
Yeah.
song. It just kept going and going and going.
and maybe it's the movie because
Yeah.
they ended up making a movie. Maybe that was in the 90s, and that's what I've got
Yeah.
in my head.
Yeah, I do. I watched the movie. Of course, it's been a long time ago, but there was what was the girl that was in it? She was it was a one name. She had one name. She didn't go by two names. It was one. What was her name?
Don't know.
I'll think of it.
But one of the girls that was in the videos with him always dressed scantily, and
I think that's probably her.
she during that time I think she done a lot of bad things, and then she's almost a pastor. She got saved, and
Really?
boy, she got out and she changed her whole way of life after leaving Prince.
This one she was very beautiful. I mean,
Yeah,
this
she was
woman
gorgeous.
Yeah, but she
think
went.
she had a dog
like I said,
chain
She
in
went
one
by
of the
that
videos.
one name. What is her name? Do y'all know? Tell us.
I don't know if we got everybody that listened to because I wouldn't have. I know Little Red Corvette and Doves Fly and Party Like It's 1999. Outside of that, I can't tell you nothing about Prince.
Yeah,
So that's something to think on there. If you know, let us know.
that's right.
It's kind of sounded weird, didn't it? This I
Oh,
never,
this blew my mind.
I never understood it.
I didn't either. I was
It's
like,
like
this
a-
has got to be for publicity or something.
Was it
I mean,
it's kind of like a magnet that won't go together when
Right.
you think of it. Here's the picture, y'all.
was just like, that sounds ugly, probably.
I know it
Is that
probably
right?
did, but it's the truth.
But I was just thinking, like, what in the world?
I mean, let's face it, the man can't sing.
Like, how do you even bump into somebody? I mean, they're from two different worlds, I would think.
Yeah, that hairdo let's look at his hair one more
I
time.
mean,
Look
who
at that
might have-
hair. Look at there. I mean, what woman wouldn't want to run her hands through that?
Good Lord.
Lyle Lovett. So,
Yeah.
Is the man married now?
I don't know. I mean,
Could there be a second woman?
I just would have never put those two together. Just put it like that. He might be the funniest, and I'm gonna tell you what, funny guys. I mean,
Get the hot women? Is that what you're going to say?
I think guys that are funny, I mean, to me, are more like attractive in that sense that they're funny and can make you laugh than somebody that's the finest looking person and he's horrible attitude, horrible. I mean, who would want
The
to be
20-year-olds
around that?
don't think that way, though.
Well, I don't know.
I'm just saying.
Personality goes a long way. I'll just say that.
She's got personality. Okay. But is she married nowadays, Julia?
I don't know.
Huh. Is that the name that you're looking for?
Did she have kids or?
Maybe so.
Yes, Apollonia. That was the girl's name.
Yeah, I'd never guessed
But
that.
I think she was in the Purple Rain video. It was that or Doves Fly. Maybe both of them. I don't know.
And condolences. Terry Carter said that she lost her daughter 18 years ago in a car wreck. My condolences to you there.
Yes.
But so that's something to think on there. But Lyle Lovett, I guess there's somebody for everyone is what the moral of that story is. I remember this like it was yesterday. I didn't go to the theaters, but after it finally hit television and replayed 10,000 times, I've watched it a time or two. It hit theaters on this date, Independence Day with Will Smith, and that was a good movie.
I just saw snippets of it. I didn't see the whole
Well, you didn't watch the little extraterrestrial people where he got to fight with them?
When it comes to stuff like that and stuff that, of course, nowadays that could happen. They could talk about UFOs and everything, but like back then when I was watching a movie and they started getting real out there with stuff that you thought that can't even be real.
Yeah.
I just turn it off.
You know, it got and let's
Off
just.
my-
I know I'm going to offend some people here, but I'm going to go ahead and have to because it has to be said.
What?
That last year, the Dukes of Hazzard, they animated all the jumps, and it was just not believable.
Oh,
And I know I'm hurting some feelings there, but that wasn't real. They ran out of General Lee's and had to fake it.
Oh,
If you didn't already know that,
I did not know that.
it was pretty bad. And that really ended the show. When they done that, it just Nicole and Vance thing. I mean, come on, who wants to see them two boys?
Yeah.
They just never lived the part.
Yeah, the Coy and Vance, it's supposed to look like Bo and Luke.
Yeah.
I didn't ever like that either. I didn't watch it after that.
And ratings went down, and lo and behold, they brought them back. It wasn't going to work. That'd be like replacing Daisy. I mean, who else could have fit in them shorts? Nobody.
Wasn't it somebody else too that come in there that dressed like Boss Hogg?
There were several characters. You know, he'd play his brother, Abraham Lincoln Hogg.
Okay.
They had the dual roles, and he'd dress in black. And then there was Huey Hogg.
Maybe that's the one I didn't care for.
Huey was a smart aleck.
Yeah.
But, you know, of the course of that thing, you know, you had to like Roscoe. I mean, that was the.
Yeah, Roscoe. Is he still alive?
He passed away just a few years ago.
Did he?
And
I
that
just
saying,
remember Flash.
Flash.
His dog.
that was a big one. That'd kill 10 ordinary men, as he'd say.
Scotty Ray, you need a Flash. You need a Basset Hound.
Well, I lost JJ.
I know, you need a Basset
I
Hound.
don't know if I could pick up a Basset Hound anymore.
Don't you? That you would look really good. Don't you have that big Cadillac?
I got one.
Okay, you need to put you some of them bull horns on the front of it. Is it a convertible?
No, it's not a convertible. You remember I cried about the selling of my car years ago. This is a 4-door.
Okay. Well, you could get a Flash and let him hang out the window and let his ears flop in the wind.
But I do want me another 1970 drop top if anybody runs up on that. I'm looking.
That'd be neat.
I like those things. Let's see what else happened today. Why did that happen? Here we go. Oh, boy, this was big. Do y'all remember this happening?
I do. I remember that.
Michael Jackson passed away on this date in Los Angeles. And it's been so long. Am I right that it had something to do with something that he took, drugs, kind
Yeah.
of like Prince?
It was. I can't remember the Profanol. Was it Profanol?
See
Or
here.
something that they would give him to maybe sleep or something.
Given to him by the doctor.
Yeah. It was a big lawsuit and everything with that doctor, and
Yeah.
it was a big controversy over that.
But, you know, you look at a lot of famous people and somehow or another, whether it was given to him by Elvis, also the medicines were given to him by his doctor. Same thing with him. Now, Prince, his was induced by somebody that bought him some illegal drugs.
Yeah.
And that's how he died. But it was all three of them with drugs.
Gosh, I mean, wasn't Whitney Houston? Didn't she die?
Overdosed.
Overdosed. It's so sad. I mean, some of these like icons of our past.
Yeah.
That were so good, and you know, they just lost their life in tragic ways.
Is that the word you were looking at?
Propofol. Okay, I said profanol. Maybe
Kenny
that's
Mona
a different
said that.
drug. Okay. Yeah, I think I thought that was, it started with a P.
And Debbie said that Lyle Lovett has a partner. Didn't say the old girl would marry him, but somebody named April Kimball.
Okay.
Well, I'm proud. And they met on a movie set, Julia and Lyle. There had to be some humdinger of a movie to make her want to marry him.
Like I said, he might have a great personality and, looks ain't everything.
No, but sometimes it helps.
I know.
It's well. And I meant to go dig in my closet this morning, and somehow or another I forgot to.
My brother had this poster.
Yep.
Everybody
Farrah
knows.
Fawcett passed away on this day, and I got the T-shirt with that on it now. I love wearing it everywhere I go.
I think this poster and the Bo Derek poster with the beads.
Yeah, I remember that one.
Which I never thought that looked good. The beads in her hair.
No, it turned off. But
was
this had to probably. I'm going out on a limb here, and so y'all back me up. Was this the best-selling poster of all time?
It probably was, yes.
Now I know the Elvis from Hawaii poster sold a lot. I remember seeing that, but that poster.
Yeah, this is everybody knows this poster. You can just, they know it. All teenage boys back in the day had it, I'm sure, on their wall.
Even 70-year-old men did.
Yeah, really?
Yeah,
Really?
that's what I
Okay.
hear.
I'm going to get you a T-shirt with it on the front of it.
That's what I got downstairs.
Oh, you do?
Yeah,
You got to wear it. You got to wear it.
Angie gave it to me for Christmas a few years ago, and I love wearing that shirt.
Look, we need to have y'all ever heard of these cookouts or parties where people dress from the past?
Yeah,
You
yeah.
need to wear that, Scotty Ray, if we ever have something like that.
Carol Owens sent a message to you there.
Okay. Sheila E. was in Prince. Okay. But wasn't Apollonia in something?
I don't know
Seems
Apple.
like she was in something.
That sounds like in the apple dumpling game to me. Do you remember that?
She
that
was
was a-
in some kind of I can't remember what it was. Goodness.
Huh.
Sheila E. was in the Prince's video.
What?
She was a percussionist in his band. Okay.
Well, I didn't know none of that. She had a big career of her own, didn't she? Sheena E.
I think so.
And that's Easton, isn't it? Sheena Easton, isn't that what that means? Sheena E. Or am I wrong?
This is Sheila E.
Oh,
Sheena Easton, I think, is a different artist.
Okay.
I think.
didn't know that.
sure.
I'm learning as we
As
go.
I get older, my memory kind of just fades. Like stuff that I was real sharp on,
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't determine whether it was.
Well, we all know she had a
I get
birthday
mixed up.
yesterday, and it's
Okay. Yeah, she might have been in the movie Purple Rain. Maybe that's what I'm thinking.
okay. A pretty neat little thing yesterday is scientists were in the ocean doing something, and they come up with a bottle. It wasn't yesterday; it was a couple of days ago. But it makes news yesterday. And look at this. Let me pull up the picture of this from 1926. This message was in a bottle, and it says, "Will the person who finds this bottle return this paper to George Morrow, November 1926?" And they did try to contact it, and they found his daughter. I think he had passed away, but pretty neat thing that he'd thrown in like at 10 or 9 years old in the ocean, and they found it.
It's amazing to me that these bottles don't get broken, like tumbling
Yeah.
around in the ocean,
And let's see here. That was him back in 1926, I think. As we pull up that picture there. It's just
That is neat. It really is neat.
Now, I have not heard back. You remember we reported a few months back about the bottle that they said was thrown overboard from the Titanic.
Yeah.
I have not heard if that was confirmed real or not yet.
Because, people will do, things scamming people.
Oh, they do it all the time. Just
Like the UFO thing, when you go in the museum in, it's not in Roswell, New Mexico.
Yeah.
They said that people will throw pie plates, pie tins that you
Yeah.
get a pie crust from the grocery. They'll throw them up in the air and take a picture.
And that goes along with that Bigfoot thing.
Yeah.
There have been more people dressed up as Bigfoot. And I think that even thing from the 60s, that I think that's made up too.
Yeah.
Somebody got
be, I
them a
don't
bear
know.
or a monkey suit. And
And there's some kind of, have you ever heard of a what is it called? In Louisiana, they say that it's a Chippewa.
it's really the same thing as Bigfoot, but named different.
I can't remember what it's called, but yeah, it's some kind of monster they say is lurking in Louisiana.
They don't do as much of that in the deep south of the faking things, letting them run too far because, well, Southerners tote guns.
Yeah.
And if you'll also notice, if you ever go through YouTube and all these pranks that are on there, especially the kind where somebody runs up with a bag and throws it at somebody dressed as somebody from a foreign country and everybody runs, you don't do that in the South because you will get shot at. You just you don't do things like that. They do those pranks in states that are not allowed to have guns to scare people.
Yeah.
Because it'd be a bad ending for them in Mississippi, Alabama, Louisiana.
Oh yeah, it would be bad.
And if they catch them, they're gonna whoop them. That's called a croaker sack whooping, as they used to say.
Beat down.
Yeah.
Southern beat down.
And that would happen. So they're funny, but it don't work out well there.
Yeah.
So anyway, let's take a minute and talk about our friends at the Lauderdale County Farm Supply. They have a lot going on today. If you haven't visited them in a while, go by and see the different things they have. They have a lot of clothing there that if you're looking for a pair of blue jeans, if you need a pair of overalls, they got that pine straw. Loads of this now. They're loading it up. And of course, always St. Augustine Centipede gas. Where'd that come from?
That's a new kind of gas.
Yes, grass. Let me put that out. As we look at the many different flowers that they have, still popular right now with the hanging plants and all. And of course, your pet, one of the most, well, it's the closest thing to having a human living with you there is.
Yeah.
Man's best friend. If you need something for your cat or your dog, they got toys, they got dog food, and anything that will help them. Dog bowls, anything like that. Also, ant poisoning, we've got plenty of this. And boots, if you work outside, especially if you're just a weekend warrior, you need something to protect your feet.
That's right.
Because something will grab you out there. Could be a snake.
Yes, it could.
Wear some great boots. And they've got two of the best brands that are out there, Twisted Eggs and also the Georgia boots. They're very comfortable. You'll like them. Seed feed fertilizer, they got that, along with stuff to feed your cattle and your horses and your hogs. Including, well, if you need a gun, you living here and you got one, go see them.
That's right.
They will hook you up. The Farm Supply, exit 151 right off the interstate.
I was injured on my job and I applied for Social Security, but I got denied.
I thought that money belonged to me if I got hurt on the job.
I'm attorney Richard Schwartz. Let me go to work for you and get the money you deserve.
And welcome back with Scotty Ray Candace. It is Friday morning. Weekend, what do you got going on? Are y'all camping? Or are you just doing stuff or trying to mow the grass to the whole yard with a weed eater because you can't drive on it?
I think we're just going to try to catch up on some things that we hadn't been able to get done around the house, like in the yard, and stuff's kind of overgrown. We started the other day trimming limbs.
Yeah.
My husband was trimming all the limbs that were just hanging down, some of them that had broken during the storm and were just hanging, you know. But that, and I don't know, we've been looking for a new camper. So we've gone all over the place. We've been on the internet constantly. So we might be taking a trip Saturday somewhere to look. I don't know.
I wish you luck with that.
Thank you.
We'll call you Camper. What's a good name for you after that? Because people, it's addictive, that camping thing.
I love it. I mean, we're supposed to go on the 9th of July, and I don't know how good I'm going to be feeling because I'm supposed to have my second COVID shot on the 7th. So y'all just pray that I don't feel bad, because I do want to go, and this is our first trip this year, so I do want to go.
A lot of Americans with this shot issue of trying to.
I know it. I mean, I've had different people tell me different stories. Oh, my second one put me in the bed like I was sick. Oh, I didn't even know I took my second one. You know, so
I had to go on and lay down.
yeah. Well, the first one, I couldn't. I had some symptoms that I couldn't determine if it was the shot or if I was just tired because I had lost sleep and stuff. But I was tired for several days, and I had a headache for a couple of days and stuff like that. So, but I was like, oh, it might be sinus.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Let's see here. Let me find something here. I thought we was going to do. I wish you luck with that. Let's go back over here. You got something to say?
Well, I was just going. We had a new comment. Winnie Whitney says, "Good morning from Maine." So that's a good ways off. We're glad you're watching the show. I'm glad you come up on the show, and hope you watch us every day. We're 8 to 9 o'clock a.m. down here in Mississippi.
Yeah. Trivia question this time. San Marcos Mexican restaurant here. If you'd like to win $20 worth of Chino Bucks, we have a question. Is it a trick question? Maybe. Here's the question. What are the only two things in life that make it worth living? Let me repeat that again.
Really put your thinking cap on.
Yeah. What are the only two things in life that make it worth living? If you think you know what the answer to that is, the first person to answer that correctly that we see, in case two people throw it up and we don't see one of them, the first one that we see here in comments wins that, gets to go eat out at Chino's there and enjoy themselves some San Marcos.
And when thinking about it, be creative.
Creative.
I'm just gonna put it like that way. Like, be creative in your mind. Like, where have I heard that?
So good luck to that. Again, the question is, what are the only two things in life that make it worth living? That's a hint there, the way I said that. Yeah. All right. One of the two things that I wanted to mention here, over in Alabama, Opelika, Alabama, y'all know where that is. The district attorney woke up with a bad situation today because, well, he's going to jail.
Oh, goodness.
He's going to spend 10 months in jail with a plea deal that he made of, well, doing business in office that benefited him. And he pleaded guilty yesterday.
Goodness.
Yeah. So, Denise Burnside guest, Love and Happiness. Also, Donna Peoples, Yes, God and Family. No, think a little harder on that.
Yeah.
You've heard it before.
Say it again.
The only two things in life that make it worth living are guitars tuned and firm feeling wind. I gave the answer.
Scotty Ray.
So, all right, let's change
I'm gonna
it.
look up another trivia. Do you have another?
No, well, I got one.
Okay.
Who sang that? That was a song. The only two things in life that make it worth living are guitars tuned and firm feeling women. Who sang that? What was the name of the song? Who was the guy? Golly, it slipped out.
I was like, you just gonna run on to it?
Yeah,
Is
I
there
did.
another end to
And we might have showed his face a little bit earlier there, if you know the answer to that. So, yeah, I cannot be trusted with the answers, what that all amounts to. Wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
Alan
Scotty Ray,
Nicholson said family and friends. So, anyway, who sang that song that I threw that up there? Let's see here. As we go down through other things, we mentioned this earlier this morning. There's our winner there. Carolyn Shepard, Waylon Jennings. Luckenbach, Texas was the song. That's how it starts out. The only two things in life that make it worth living. There you go.
You know what I think we need to do? I think it would be fun. Y'all ever watch Family Feud?
I do.
Okay, the questions like they do.
No.
You know how they do trivia questions at the end when you win and everything?
Oh, yeah, well, you got to spout it
I
out.
think we need to like weekly play a round of, not Family Feud, but we need to call it something else.
We'll see what we can come up with.
We're
there.
going to come up with something. It'd be fun.
But congratulations to Carolyn Jean Shepard. She wins the lunch out at Chino's at $20 worth of Chino bucks. And I'll tell you how to redeem yours before long. So congratulations to you there.
Yes.
We mentioned earlier this morning when we done the weather, Kamala Harris, if I said that correctly, heads to the border for the first time. And I think it's like 93 days since
it's
she's
been a
been
long
assigned
time.
this title. The only reason she went, we all know this, Donald is going next week. And after he put the pressure of I'm going, she went finally.
Well, let me just say this. I think she's going to be there. They said a total of 90 minutes. And she's just stopping there on her way to Los Angeles.
Okay, so it's not a
So,
full blown.
Right. She's stopping in at, is it El Paso? Is that where she's going?
I think that's right.
Okay. Well, they said that wherever it is that she's going is not even a main place where people are crossing the border. It's not even a main place for people to be there. They do have a facility right next to where she's going to be, making an appearance. That's what we're
Right.
going to say, make an appearance. That has children housed in it. And there's, from what I've understood them saying, there's a lot of abuse going on in that facility. I know there's been a lot of issues with like COVID and lice outbreaks in these facilities.
Oh,
Yeah. I mean, so it's just a horrible situation all the way around. People coming, the kids coming without their parents, and there's like to the tune of 20-something thousand now.
whoa.
Yeah.
So that's unreal. So that's something to think of headlines are going on across America today. Do you remember when Trump, they claimed when he walked from the White House over to the church and somebody filed a lawsuit accusing him of throwing people out? That's been dropped. That was thrown out. A federal judge said this ain't happening. So he's been cleared of that charge.
How
which
many
is good.
things now have been debunked?
Tons.
Like, do we have a page that we can write it all down where
Yeah.
people said this and this went on, and they've proved it that it did not?
There's a lot of that, folks. And we do need to find that page because
Yeah, we do.
Might
Need to-
look like that Clinton thing over here that they were associated with.
Right.
Andrew Yang, if y'all remember him, he took a bid at running for president. Nobody wanted him. And it turns out New York City, well, they don't want him either. He's bowed out of the mayor's race. Yeah.
Goodness.
We're pretty sure he can't manage. Well, I'll just leave it at that. It ain't happening for him.
Goodness.
He can think it, but it ain't going to happen for him there. Now, one of the headlines that has happened this week is Joe talking about guns, and you brought this up yesterday. And I didn't see the story of what he quoted. And after I read this is what Joe said about Americans owning guns. No one needs to have a weapon that can fire over 30 to 40, 50, even 100 rounds, he said, unless you think deer are wearing Kevlar vest or something. He went on to say that from the time that it's passed, the Second Amendment has never offered a blanket right to own a weapon, such as a cannon. So he didn't think you can own a cannon. He goes on to say here, nor was it the bulwark against a strong central government that may take it to be. He said, if you think that you need weapons to take on the government, you need F-15s and maybe some nuclear weapons.
Now, I'm going to say who in their right mind, because
Yeah.
we know he's not. Just not.
That was a very strange statement to say that you needed
I think it was a mishap in his mind. I mean, just like all these other things. It doesn't even, I heard yesterday, I was watching it live when he was speaking.
Yeah.
And when he said that, I went, did he just say that? Like, did he just say, if you need weapons to take on the government, you need F-15s?
Hello.
Yeah, let me run out and get me an F-15 today.
Y'all go back
you know.
and read what Thomas Jefferson wrote on all this. There's
crazy.
a lot of comments out through history, and are there bad people that get guns? Absolutely.
Right.
But if you take all the guns away, only the bad people are going to get them, and then the criminals. If there was never a gun manufactured, they'd use axe handles, and we'd be talking about outlawing axe handles and things of that nature. Bad people are going to be bad.
Well, let me just put it to you this way. If you have somebody who are having issues, cognitive issues, okay, and I believe this is just a little snippet of what is probably going on. They think the people are going to use their weapons to take on the government, you know. And if this has been said, probably he's been discussing this
with somebody,
and this come out of his mind in this form. I'm telling you.
That's a very good point.
This is why they don't want the man talking. This is why they don't want him out there answering questions.
Yeah.
I'm serious, because like
that makes a lot of sense, Candace.
This is why, I mean, people are sick of stuff. They want to take everybody's guns because they know at some point there's probably going to be something to go on, you know, or they're scared there are.
Every American has the right. And a gun is called an equalizer because you can have somebody small and you're getting hurt by somebody bigger than you.
Right.
And a gun equalizes the situation. And that's what it's made for.
Well, what happened like in the Nazi era?
Oh, they took them.
They took their guns. Why?
Yeah,
because they didn't want to be able to defend themselves. I just don't agree with it. I think it's crazy. I think there's a lot of mess going on.
You go back to Pearl Harbor, and why didn't they attack the mainland? One reason, because Americans had guns, and they knew that they couldn't do it, and they attacked Pearl Harbor.
I mean, the main thing that they need to focus on is like criminals, criminal behavior, criminals. Criminals don't need the guns. The gangs do exist when a lot of times, like, people have just kind of, I mean...
And let's be honest, criminals don't register their guns. Only hardworking, honest Americans do.
Right. And if you ask people to turn in their gun, you think the criminals are going to be the first ones to, you know, call you and go, hey, I got some over here.
I don't think so.
Yeah, no.
But as we look at this stuff that falls from the sky, it makes other things grow, and that's where our friends at Freeman Tractor come in to help with that grass situation that you may have. They're out in Highway 494, and they've got more starting as low as $29.99 to get you into a lawnmower that's a zero turn. If you want to step up, move into that Skag, look at those. Great models to choose from, and they do so much more there, along with tractors, closed cab, open cabs, whatever you're looking for, with attachments galore. These are galvanized. Go see them today. They won't rust. They'll last. Bat wings if you need a wide one there, or if you're looking for something to disc up your garden, whatever the case is, from blades to fix your driveway or pickup items. And, of course, they carry the Benchy made in Texas. They got a few of these left. They've been real popular this year. 2 or 3 left on the lot because it was a splurge and folks that wanted these. See them. They'll get you financing. You'll see some of the best there are there. Also, lawnmower blades, radiators, belts, anything that you may be looking for, talk to Cole or Buttermilk. Buttermilk will be glad to help you out there. Highway 494, see them today.
Richard Schwartz could do all that red tape, and now I'm approved and getting my benefits.
Call me, Richard Schwartz, and get the answers you need and the compensation you deserve. We know the law, and we know how to help you.
And as we talk about being prepared for anything, our friends at the Precast Group really help you out with a storm shelter. If you're tired of living in fear, maybe fear is not the word, maybe concerned is more the word when bad weather breaks out and you want to make sure that you and your family are safe, these guys will do everything there is to make sure that that happens there. Some different pictures. They have 2 different models. They can put these, if you're building a home, put it in the slab there. You can make a closet out of it. If you want this particular model, it can be put outside and buried underground. However you like it. You can arrange it any way you want with the different seating inside. This is it, the Precast Group. You'll find them out on 145 South in the Meridian area. 601-482-0003 is the telephone number to call. Let them protect your family. Make that call today. It's very simple, and in the end, that's pennies to protect yourself.
It is. Because not everybody has like a basement to get in.
Right.
You know, that you feel safe if a storm comes, and this is such a good option.
And not everybody has a neighbor that's already bought one. You can go, hey, we're coming back.
I know.
Get your own today.
That's right.
Wait, we got any more comments that we needed to talk to?
Denise Burnside said cavemen used rocks and stones to attack, and then the criminals in the UK used knives. Look, when we mentioned all this a while ago about government stuff, I mean, we in no way condone any kind of bad stuff or any kind of violence. We do not. I just wish that, they would do something with these criminals who are, rather than let them just pop them on the hand and let them back on the street or do nothing, because that's what's happening right now. Let's see. We have another Debbie Furter. Is that how I'm saying it right?
Yeah, that's correct.
She said his teleprompter must shut off. Talk about Joe.
Yeah.
I just think it's so rude because he just walks off. People be asking him questions. He just walks off. And then in one of the press conferences, there was somebody yelling for him to stop answering questions.
That's bad because they know what will happen.
Right.
It's a mess they can't clean up.
Really, he is just, I feel like they have him out there as, people refer to him kind of as a puppet.
He is.
It's
puppet
really
on a string.
It's a sad thing. I don't know, but anyway. And then we have a Twitch watcher who asked, "Do we do songs?"
Well, Candace sometimes sings.
I don't know. And Scotty Ray, he brings up songs all the time that I know nothing about.
We're pulling for. If you're in Massachusetts this morning, I want to go ahead and send out this warning because you cannot say this if you step on the campus of Brandeis University. Can't do it. Whatever you want to do, The phrase picnic has been ruled, well, it's offensive. Don't be saying picnic up in there. I don't know why. Rule of thumb is out the window. Don't say that. Or how many times a day do you go, well, I'll take a shot at it?
Yeah.
Yeah. That is offensive, and Massachusetts ain't going to allow it no more.
I saw where the word policeman is offensive.
That's offensive?
Yeah, they can't no longer say the word policeman in some area. I don't know.
See, I didn't know that.
Don't come down here to Mississippi because we don't say what we want to say.
That's right. I cannot believe the wording, the way things have turned in life there.
You might be offended if you come down here. Because we pretty much going to say what we want to,
Russia, they ought to be concerned about this, is threatening to bomb any warship that sails too close to the Crimea after Moscow fired warning shots a couple of days ago at British destroyer in the Black Sea. So pay attention. That's something going on.
Yeah.
Keep that in mind. Let's see some other headlines that are floating around this morning. We brought up this guy, John McAfee. Am I saying that correctly?
Yes.
The spyware that's on your computer. Of course, he's no longer part of the company. They found him dead in a cell. He was getting to be extradited to the United States. Edward Snowden, in the same breath, says, Julian Assange, better pay attention. He's next on the list. He did tweet. He got hold of a phone 2 days before this happened and says, if I end up dead, I didn't kill myself.
Right.
We find out now.
The McAfee guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he said
dead.
that. Yeah.
And so Edward Snowden is saying, watch your back there, Julian. We hope that doesn't happen by any means.
Now, you brought up somebody who was in a hotel room that can't leave.
That's Edward.
Okay, that's the one.
Yeah, Edward Snowden. He's there.
Yeah.
So, as we talk about other things, Tiffany Blue just got in her shipment that she's been waiting on. And look here, Yellowstone stuff is all up in there.
Oh.
If you're looking for the T-shirts there, Lord, send me an outlaw. There's some women out there wanting that.
I bet you'll see a lot of people walking around with that on. That's a cute one, though, with the big Y.
Yeah, the symbol there from Yellowstone. And, of course, another there, Ranch Hand Any Day, Rip. He is like popular among everybody on that show.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, check that out. Also, they've got other T-shirts. They've gotten in the ACDC shirts if you're looking for that. Also, paintings. Now, she's done a few of these herself there. These are some of the ones if you're looking for some art to go on your wall in your home. She's got all of that just arrived. And, of course, more and more flippy-floppy here bunny shoes.
Yeah, the little plush bathrobes with the furry, fuzzy slippers that match. Really cute. It is really cute. That would make a cute gift for anyone.
And along with all of this poolside
swimsuit cover-ups and just all kind of decor for your home. She has a mixture of rustic and modern decor, beach-like scenes type stuff. If you have a beach house and you want to remodel it, you need to go in there because she's got some really neat things.
Check it out. That's Tiffany Blue's Decor Boutique. You'll find her there at the Atrium Mall in North Hills area. And we just had Milton say, when is season 4 ever going to start? Everybody expected it to kick off on Father's Day weekend because in the past 3 seasons it did. It didn't, and they have not said one iota of when the show is actually going to start.
Because I don't get to watch it, but when is Kevin Costner still alive?
Well, it ended with him being shot.
Oh, so nobody knows if he's still alive.
Right, and that's the cliffhanger. Everybody up in the Dunton family has been injured in some kind of a way.
Oh, okay.
What's going to happen, and who did it?
Goodness.
Makes you wonder if the old brother done it, but I don't think the brother done it.
Oh, keeps you,
In suspense. Who shot JR? Who remembers that?
I do. That was a big show.
We'd like to say thank you for each and every one of you joining us today. It has been so special, y'all, to let us come be a part of your lives today.
That's right. And we just hope to brighten your day every day and have fun. And we enjoy your comments. And you are a blessing each and every day to us. So thank you.
We'll be back bright and early Monday. Join us for all the latest with Scotty Ray Candace.
Scotty Ray's Weather is brought to you by